What's up? What's up? What's up? It is your girl Survivor Speaks back with a live video. I'm sorry I'm a little late. If you see my camera's not on, I don't know what happened. The battery did not charge properly, so none of them charged. So I have to just start off this way. In a little time, I will um, put the battery in and then go live. You'll be able to see me at that time. I think I just need to get an all new. Um, at this point, I think I need to get a new battery charger. It's just not working properly. So, what's up, Allie? What's up for always? Love my number one and number two. Biggest supporters, always here supporting me, making sure that we keep the chat straight. So, let's get right into it. This case happened. They just. Oh, hold on 1 minute, y'all. No wonder I can't hear. Biggest supporters always here supporting me, making sure that hold on. Chat straight. So, let's get right into it. This case happened. Okay. Hold on, something is going on. I can't. Biggest supporters always here supporting me, making sure hold on 1 second, because it's like doubling. Trying to figure out where that's coming from. Found it. So yeah, it was driving me crazy. I found what it was. So yeah, getting back to this case. This is a mess, y'all. This is a mess. Definitely a trigger warning. Thank you so much for dropping that in the chat. So they'll have that on the screen. So I'm just gonna give you a little backstory real quick, and then we're going to do my disclaimer. So everyone will know that I am using a video from Law and Crime under the Fear Act use of 1976. So here we go. So former adult star, she was a corn star, Devyn Michaels, was accused of beheading the father of her children while secretly married to his son. Let me bring some pictures over here. This is kind of crazy, so I can show you just who these people are. This is Devyn Michaels here. She unalived. This was her husband, but she was secretly married to this guy here, who is her ex-unalived husband's son. So yeah. So we're going to just break down a little bit of the timeline, the alleged motive, and what prosecutors say happened in a shocking true crime case. Now, I do want to just go over. I've never watched any of this trial, but what I am most interested in is his testimony, the son's testimony. He did testify in this case. What's up, the Khadija? Welcome and thank you for stopping by. The son did testify in this case, but at the time that he testified, the mother, and the story had to be shameful for her. The mother was saying that the marriage was basically a marriage of convenience and that nothing happened between the two of them. And, of course, she needs to try and make herself look better than she is looking out here in these streets. So she said it was nothing. So you do know in the court of law, that a husband does not have to testify against his wife. But the way she positioned things, he testified, and then after he testified, she realized how much time she was getting. She tried to backtrack everything, and then now it's too late. They already, um, the husband already testified. It's too late. They had offered her a 15-year deal. She decided not to take it. I think that she goes to sleep and wakes up every day, um, mad at herself because she didn't take the deal. So I'm going to read this story before. There's a story I wanted to read before we go forward with the video, and then we're going to just jump back into the video. While I'm pulling up that, let me just run the intro really quick and my disclaimer, so that they will know that I'm using the video law and crime for educational purposes, and the link will also be in the description. So
Survivor Speaks is the name at the end of the day. People love me or hate me, I don't care either way. Breast cancer busted through like a leaf in the night. A cancer's ass was knocked out before the end of the fight. A cheer for y'all, coming through, knocking everything out. This is how if you see, I do nothing for clout. Just like cancer, I'll let nothing take me out. So be respectful when you step foot inside of my house. Over here to have your ass escorted on out. So hop up out the bushes, wrap your feet, take a seat, and get comfortable and chill with your girl. Survivor Speaks, yeah. Hey, hey, hey. Who, what? I'm Survivor Speaks. What time is it? What time is it? It's time for you to hit that like and subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you get a notification each and every time that I go live. Yeah, it's Survivor Speaks and it's showtime, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being here. Peace. This video is being shown to you under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowances is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, education, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Smash that like button. Let's go.
this live stream is being sponsored by our partner, Devyn. Devyn is an energy drink loaded with vitamins and nootropics. Devyn was formulated for anyone who wants to focus without jitters or a crash. Just mix one rounded scoop with 6 to 8 ounces of cold water and shake. Unlike other energy drinks, Devyn prides themselves on actually developing a clean energy formula that is free from fillers, maltodextrin, and artificial coloring. It comes in a variety of flavors. Go over to www.devy.gg, that's www.devy.gg, and use my code SurvivorSpeaks to get 10% off of your first order. What are you waiting for? Go over there. Check. What's up, y'all? And we're back. Thank you so much for that. So let me read this article really quick, and then we're gonna look at the video. Shout out to anybody that came in the video. While I was running the intro, please hit the like button just in case you have to run. It's a free way to support the show. Hype the video up if you come back across it. Get it out there in the algorithm. You can also donate to the show. It is definitely voluntary, not mandatory, by the links that the moderators are sharing in the chat. So let's go. A Las Vegas corn actress decapitated her baby. Oh Lord, New York Post is out of control. decapitated. They have her baby daddy here, and drove away with his head. Yes, she did take the head, and it's very disturbing. I'm going to see if they mention it in the report. If they don't mention in the report what she did with the head, I will definitely tell you at the end of this reading this article what she did in fact do with the head. So also she could it was also she could be with his son. Prosecutors said on the first day of trial, Devyn Michaels, 45, is charged with unaliving Jonathan Willett, 47, after his headless body. Well, where's my trigger warning? Hold on, y'all. Let me get the trigger warning back up here because this is pretty disturbing. Okay, here we are. So, prosecutors claim the ex-adult film star. I'm sorry. So, Devyn Michaels, 45, is charged with unaliving Jonathan Willett, 47, after his headless body was discovered in his home in Henderson, Nevada in 2023. Prosecutors claim the ex-adult film star wanted to get the father of her own 2 kids out of the way so she could live peacefully with his son, Devyn Willett. That was reported by CBS channel number 8 from her trial. So she married her stepson, confusingly making her ex her new father-in-law, and was driven to, and he didn't know, and was driven to Red Rum by her desire for a happy family with her new hubby and her kids, whom he'd raised as if they were his children rather than siblings, prosecutors allege. This is a whole lot of what the HE double hockey sticks is going on. This is what this is, because that's crazy. So this is the future that she saw and that she wanted. And the only way to have that future was with John out of the picture. Deputy District Attorney John Giordani said, Jonathan Willett's horrified mother found his mother found him. Oh my gosh. The man's mother found his headless corpse, doused in chemicals and smoking, according to the police report. So there's the mother find him right after she did the what? Khadijah, I saw, now on the thumbnails, she looks a lot different. I did see the case going through. I just never paid it any mind. It wasn't something that I, clicked on. So I was, looking through something, and I was like, wait a minute, what? So here we are. So it says, Michaels initially told investigators that she bashed the man in the head with a wooden stick when he tried to get her to conduct a sexual act on him while she was rubbing his back in the bed, according to police records. But she was married to his son at this time. I can't take it. Lord, take the wheel. Take the wheel, take control. Somebody take this. So the head never turned up, and prosecutors said Michaels drove with it from Henderson to her home in Vegas and tossed it in the trash. That is not what they found out later. So I'm going to see if they go ahead and correct it by the end of this article. She did throw it in the trash, but in a specific way. Hold on. So Michaels cut a plea deal last fall, but then asked to withdraw it, leaving the details of the deadly love triangle to be hashed out by the courts. So Devyn Michaels allegedly beheaded her ex-husband. So her defense attorney didn't deny the twisted love triangle, but accused Devyn Willett, who is her stepson / husband, of being the unaliver. So now she's saying that the husband that she married, her husband and stepson, who was brother to her 2 kids by the man that was deceased, brother and stepfather, child, it's what a wonderful web we weave. That's what that is. So Devyn was getting kicked out. He was no longer going to be in this relationship because the dad he hated, was coming and not only taking his home, but taking his wife. Attorney Robert Draskovich told the jury in a statement reported by CBS 8. Prosecutors painted the corn star as a cold-blooded unaliver who wanted to chop Willette out of her and her husband's life. And all I can say is buckle up because you're in for a wild ride. Giordano told jurors before displaying gruesome photos of Willette's body, CBS 8 reported. Okay, what she did was she drew his head, tossed his head in the garbage. She waited for the garbage people to come, and when the garbage people dumped her garbage, she waved bye-bye. She was waving bye-bye to her freaking ex-husband in his head that she knew was in that garbage and that they had just threw in a trash can, and more likely, you know what happens once it gets to the garbage dump. You got to be heartless with no soul. This woman could not have ever had a soul. As much as I've hate some of the people that I've dated, I don't think that I can go that far, but she did. The waving bye-bye to the truck just took it all to a whole new level. Now you're trying to say that it is the son. They said there were some very questionable things about the son, and this is why I wanted to look at the son's testimony. It looked like he could have had a hand in it, but I'm not going to I wouldn't just remove her altogether. She was married to somebody else that was accused of doing the same thing in their marriage. Oh, okay, Ali says, so when you watch the actual trial, it all comes out, and a lot of information and evidence and testimony brings out a lot more of the truth, and that's a lot different than what was reported. So she better remember karma is real. Yeah, so the whole case, so that's up to y'all. I'm going to start with the son's a testimony. I mean, if y'all want to go through the whole case, the full case, that's fine. Then I guess we can line it up. But for the sake of today's live, I just really wanted to listen to the son's testimony. They do have an interrogation video of hers up. It's a lot better than a lot of other interrogation videos, but it's still like hard to hear. It's like such a big echo behind it. I'm not understanding how, they have money to pay for state-of-the-art everything, but they can't seem to get it right in these interrogation rooms when they bring these things to court. So, let me see. Let's get it out here. Oh, there you go. All right. So let's go over here and hit share. I'll check in a minute, y'all. See how far along my battery. Hopefully it is. Because I like being on camera too, unless I'm just not ready. And normally I'm just, I'm ready unless I'm sick or something. So here goes that is her, this is her husband, Devyn, / stepson. And let's see how it sounds on. We are
the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Yes. Sir, can you please state your full name and then spell it for us?
Let me see if I can.
Can you spell that for us, sir?
DEVIEWILLETTE.
Thank you, sir. Whenever you're ready, sir.
Devyn, how old are you?
29, sir.
229.
What is your birthday?
March 1st, 1996.
What was your relationship to Jonathan Willette?
I was a son.
Do you have siblings?
I have 2 younger sisters.
And what's your mom's name?
Shout out to Allie for being a member for 9 months. I appreciate you and all that you do for the channel. And I love having you over here. Kiss Baby A, who is our only child in the background moderator here on Survivor Speaks. So here we go. Let's go.
Do you remember or know when your dad and Armentia split?
I was probably about 9 years old.
When they split, you were 9 years old. Where were you guys living generally? Was it here in Vegas?
I don't remember.
Did you go back and forth between Vegas and California?
Yes, sir.
Quite a bit in your life?
Never son.
Okay. Did there come a point in time where your dad moved here and stayed in Vegas pretty much permanently until his death?
Yes, sir.
And where was he living in the latter years of his life?
All over.
Is that with your grandma?
Yes, sir.
Is that Yoko?
Yes, sir.
Did there come a point in time when you were introduced to a woman by the name of Nikki?
Yes, sir.
And ultimately, you end up getting married to Nikki. And we have a lot to unpack here. I'm sorry to air your dirty laundry, but we have to ask a lot of questions about this, okay? When you first met Nikki, was she dating or in a relationship with your dad?
They were dating at the time.
They were dating at the time?
Yes, sir.
This is a question I would ask them. How did you feel about sitting around the table with your wife / mother-in-law before you got married? That's what I would have asked. That's what I would have asked them. I would have definitely asked that question.
Where were they living at the time, if you know?
I don't know.
When your dad and Nikki were together, did they eventually have children?
Yes, sir.
And is that your 2 sisters?
Yes, sir.
We don't need to say their names, but what are their approximate ages? Okay, that's okay. I just need an approximate. So are they right now under the age of 13?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So were you in kind of living with that or anything like that when he was with Nikki?
Yes, sir.
And when they had the children together, were they living together?
Yes, sir.
Do you remember where that was?
Not the numbers, but it was on Blue Magic Street.
Blue Magic? Is that here in Vegas?
Yes, sir.
Before the girls were born, did there come a point in time where you and Nikki became intimate?
Crazy.
Or was it after?
It was
I don't know nothing.
So girls are born. Do Nikki and your dad stay together after the girls are born?
Yes, sir.
And for how long did they stay together before they split? When
Look at Tyler.
eventually after the girls are born, do you and Nikki enter into an intimate relationship?
Shout out to Allie McD and Baby A. I know it came from Baby A and not Allie. I said that. Yes. No. Shout out to Allie for gifting 1 membership, and Chowder got Scott received the membership. She's probably not in here. She jumps in and out. So the next time she'll come, she'll be able to see that she does have. Oh, it is hard to hear me. Maybe is that better? The Khadija. Oh, you know what? I think I had my head facing the other way. I can hear it now. So shout out to Allie and Baby A for gifting 1 membership. Dropped those survivor bucks in the chat. And Chowder.com is no stranger to the channel. She pops in and out. In and out. So next time she's in here, she will see that she does have the membership. But thank you so much for that, Allie and Baby A. And kiss Baby A for us. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
About how old were you at that time? 19 years old?
Yes, sir.
Do you know how old she was at the time?
Yes, sir.
How was it that relationship kind of started? Do you remember who kind of, I don't mean to be crass, but like who made the first move or any of that? Okay, it was a long time ago, right?
Yes, sir.
While you were intimate with Nikki initially, was she still dating your dad? Or in a relationship with your dad?
Yes, sir.
Does it embarrass you to admit that in front of a bunch of strangers?
Yes, sir.
Did you continue being intimate with Nikki for an extended period of time?
Yes, sir.
Do you know if your dad found out about the intimate part of your relationship?
No, sir.
And I'm not going to say it a bunch of times, but when I say intimate, I mean sexual. We agree there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did there come a point in time where you all three lived under the same roof?
Yes, sir.
And was that the Magic House?
Yes, sir.
And is that when the relationship, intimate relationship started out?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, tell me if you can remember, when is it that any of you three move out of Blue Magic? Like, we need to get a sequence of events. Did you move out first? Did they split and move into different places? Or can you remember that for me?
I moved out there.
Where did you move to?
I moved back to California.
And where did you stay in California, if you remember?
27 Poppy Circle.
Was that with other family?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Eventually, do you move back to Vegas?
Yes, sir.
Do you remember what year that was?
No, sir.
Okay. When you do move back to Vegas, after moving to Cali, you move back to Vegas, do you move in with Yoko at the Paladura address?
No, sir.
Where did you move that time?
Back to the Blue Magic House.
Okay. Did you then leave back to California for a second time?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And while I stepped one step too far ahead, when you moved back to Vegas the first time, you moved into Blue Magic. Who was living in Blue Magic?
My father, Nikki, Tanae, and Jen.
The two girls?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Was there some kind of discussion with Nikki at that time about being pregnant?
Yes, sir.
Describe that for the jury.
I moved back to California, and I was told that she was pregnant with my child, and if I didn't move back, she was going to have that child.
So she tells you this?
She told me that.
So you had gotten out of the situation back in Cali, and you, I presume, talked to her over the phone or something?
Yes, sir.
She tells you she's pregnant, it's yours, and unless you come back, she is going to have the child.
Yes, sir.
What did you do in response to that?
I moved back.
Did you witness?
I hate to pause it, but I'm having problems with my keyboard too. So this is just crazy. This computer is not even a year old. Like, I don't know what's going on with it. But I do agree with both Khadija and For Always that she grooms him and this is why I paused it, because he just proved you guys' point. He moved away and was out of the relationship, and she told him she was pregnant in order to draw him back. She should have also got time for making him a victim. Just what I think, but that's what it should be. He was a young man, and you can tell by she was the adult in the situation, either way you look at it. And you can tell by the way he's testifying and by the way, he looks so embarrassed about this whole thing. And I know that it's wrong, but even if he did help participate, she had a lot of leverage over this child. And that's what I'm going to call him, because at the time she's can be a child of his. So I believe he said she got with the father when he was 9. So definitely, they should have looked into charging her with something as it relates to this young man who now his face is all over everywhere. And even though he's not charged, he has to live with this the rest of his life. I'm gonna just send out a prayer for him. I'm gonna just pray for him, that he can get his mental right and get back to or start to know who he is, because it seems like his childhood innocence was taken from him. So he may not even have those teenage years. He who knows when this all started? He was playing house when he should have been outside playing basketball or something. I mean,
Her go to a doctor?
No, sir.
Did she tell you anything about that child she claimed was yours?
She told me that she had gotten abortion.
But you never saw any documentation or anything like that? Okay. So you're pulled back into the situation, you're back here in Vegas, and then you move out again to California.
Yes, sir.
When you moved back to California that time, do you remember your dad, Nikki, and the girls?
So for always, you don't think that, I mean, he was 19, but you don't think that there was a chance that she was messing with him like before then? Like, I just don't believe that she just waited till he was just 19 years old. I don't believe that she just waited until he was 19. I don't know. I don't believe she waited till he was 19. And I think like the grooming process started way before that. And I just think that, based on if he could remember when the grooming process started, and it may not even seem like a grooming process to him, they do have professionals that would be able to speak with him to find out. I just think that, he started grooming her way before 19, and she had a lot of control over that. You have some adults that can't handle having sexual relationships with people. Imagine a young boy.
Still staying at Blue Magic together?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So then you go back to California, and when is it that you return?
A couple of years after that.
A couple of years?
I believe it was
Okay.
4 years after that.
And you spoke with Ms. Griffith and I last night, right?
Yes, sir.
We talked about, I'm going to ask you some questions, and if you don't know a date, you estimate, but don't guess. We're in agreement there, correct?
Yes, sir.
So you're doing your best with the dates?
Yes, sir.
Okay. When you moved back this time, were the girls living with Nikki and just Nikki?
Yes, sir.
Where was your dad living?
Paul Drive.
Where did you move to?
Paul Drive.
So you lived with your dad?
Yes, sir.
Who else lived in the home?
Yoko and Yoshida.
Is Yoshida Yoko's partner, friend, boyfriend?
Yes, sir.
They're elderly folks?
Yes, sir.
When you lived with your dad, how was your relationship at that time?
It was fine. I worked with him.
You worked with him too?
Yes, sir.
Doing what?
Anything, everything.
Okay.
Moving houses to setting up backyards.
Moving houses, setting up backyards? Okay. So let me ask you kind of a general question before we move on. Is it fair for me to say that your dad was in and out of your life growing up?
Yes, sir.
Did you have a strong relationship with your dad as you're getting into your late teens, early 20s, or was it just kind of a, that's my dad and you don't see him too often, or what?
No, I love my father, so we have a strong relationship.
Okay. Did there come a point in time when you're living with him at Paladura and working that you guys have some disagreements about work and other stuff?
Yes, sir.
Would you consider your dad to have been a hard-headed person?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Was he an opinionated guy?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you ever tell your dad that you had been having a sexual relationship with the father of his other children?
The mother, you mean?
The mother. Jeez, I said father.
No, sir.
I apologize. Knowing your dad as you did, if he had...
He almost gave me a heart attack with that mix-up. Did you tell your dad that you, oh Lord, with the children? Did he talk about, excuse me, I mean with his wife? He almost gave me a heart attack. I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't read that nowhere. Oh my gosh. Nessa, thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for stopping by. I know how you're in and out because Nessa is, I don't know how she does it, but I take my hat off to her. She is, she does a lot on Instagram. It's crazy though. So yeah, what's up, Nessa girl? Good morning. And we'll be here. All right, so let's go. But he just almost gave me a heart attack, y'all, when he said that this young man, he sounds like when you look at him and the way he's answering questions, he sounds like he's one of those people that holds his feelings and emotions inward, which is definitely not a good thing. To hold emotions inward like that and not be able to release it, because one or two things will can happen. if he doesn't get some type of help, he may wind up hurting himself, or he just may wind up becoming an unhinged person without any reality to be able to control his, and it would be unhinged rage. So I think that, I'm not sure what type of child he was, but I'm just going by the way he's testifying and his soft demeanor, and he wants to answer questions one way. You can tell sometimes he wants to answer differently. He doesn't. So it seems like he's a child that a person that holds everything inside.
Known you were having a sexual relationship with his mother of his children. Is he the type of guy that would have just said nothing and let it go?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you never tell him. I don't want to ask an obvious question, but why not?
I couldn't live with the courage to do it.
Okay. Eventually, do you move out of the Paladura?
One second, Mr. Dunn. You can't hear him? Okay. And I'm sorry, sir. You're going to, thank you so much. You're going to just raise out to people. And we're going to see if we can get that.
So Khadija, I'm sorry I keep stopping it, but I have to talk because I'm trying to get my virtual keyboard up because my keyboard is not working. It's because of the different lies that she told in the beginning is the reason why he testified. And then once she realized how much time that she was facing versus how much time they offered her for a plea deal is when she changed the story. And it came out that she was married to the son. She initially said the reason why she unalived him was something different. Something the father, the person that she unalived, was trying to make her perform a sexual act. And that's the reason why she said she hit him in the head. But that's not true. And it came out afterwards, and I believe it was just not. It was only after he testified during the trial that she wanted to scale back her story. So that's why he testified. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, she's crazy.
Sir, can you just test for me?
Oh, test.
Can you hear him better now? Okay. Go ahead, Mr. Dunn.
Thank you, Judge. Oh.
Nobody can be held in contempt.
All right. I'm going to keep that one in the back pocket. So you eventually move out of Paladura.
Yes, sir.
Dad stays, Yoko and Yoshida stay.
Yes, sir.
Where do you move?
To 5510 Porcupine Rim Street.
Did you move in with Nikki?
Yes, sir.
And I've been saying Nikki. Did you know Nikki by several different names?
Tracy, Devyn, and Nikki. Those three.
Tracy, Devyn, and Nikki?
Yeah.
Okay. Is Devyn spelled Devyn? D-E-V-Y-N?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you, after moving out of Paladura and into Porcupine Rim, resume your sexual relationship with Nikki?
Yes, sir.
Were your sisters living there, or was there some kind of custody arrangement? Or was that later?
That was later.
Okay. So when you first move into Porcupine Rim, can you give us a date, a year, an approximate year, anything like that? And if you need to use the date of your dad's death, August 7th, 2023, as a point of reference counting back.
Probably 2020.
Probably 2020?
Actually, I don't know.
Okay. So you live at, can we agree that you live at Porcupine Rim at least a couple of years with Nikki?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And during this time frame, I'm going to ask you some very specific questions. Did there come a point in time when the family court became involved in the custody of the children?
Yes, sir.
Did Nikki lose custody of the children?
Yes, sir.
Was this before or after you married, if you remember?
After.
So after you married Nikki is when the custody thing happened.
Yes, sir.
Prior to that, Were the girls living with you and Nikki at Porcupine Rim for however long you were living there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And Dad, to your knowledge, is still living across town?
Yes, sir.
Okay. When Nikki lost custody of the children, did they move back in with your dad?
Yes, sir.
And to your knowledge, did they live out at the Paladura address?
Yes, sir.
Do you know how long they lived at Paladura with your dad?
No, sir.
Okay. Did there come a point in time in the summer months, just before your father's death, that the girls moved back in with you guys, you and Nikki at Porcupine Rim?
Yes, sir.
Did they stay over the summer?
Yes, sir.
Did they have bedrooms there?
Yes, sir.
And where were you sleeping at the time?
The master bedroom downstairs.
With Nikki?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Were there times that you slept on the couch?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did your sexual intimate relationship continue throughout the course of this time period?
Yes, sir.
Hate to air out your laundry, like I said, but I just have to ask it. When you're having this sexual relationship with Nikki, is it a tumultuous relationship?
I don't know the definition of it.
Okay. Is there a lot of kind of arguing and back and forth, or you describe it for me?
There was argument back and forth.
Were there times in which you yourself were trying to get out of this relationship?
Yes, sir.
Describe that. How many times? What's going on in your head at this time?
That when I tried to fill some shoes that I had no business filling.
Whose shoes?
My father's.
Okay.
Fantastic. Let me just get a little bit closer to me. It's okay.
So, I believe you said that you were trying to fill some shoes that you had no business filling. Is that fair?
Yes, sir.
As a result of that, did you start to get a little uncomfortable and attempt to leave a couple of times?
Yes, sir.
Did there ever come a point in time, and I want to be precise here, prior to you learning of your dad's death, that you learned he was going to move in to the Porcupine Rim address?
Prior, no, sir.
So you didn't know he was going to move in prior?
No, sir.
Okay. Did you learn that at some point after?
I learned after the death when my grandmother was telling me about it.
Okay. Did you talk to your grandma like on the 7th?
The day after, yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So I want to now bring you to August 6th, okay, 2023. On that date, were you living at the Porcupine Rim address?
Yes, sir.
Were the girls living there?
Yes, sir.
Was Nikki living there?
Yes, sir.
Do you know or remember what you did during the day on August 6th?
I woke up and went to work, and I got a phone call from my grandfather saying that my dad was critically injured. And
Okay, let me clarify here. I'm talking about the day before you were notified.
I went to work.
Okay, so you work on the 6th.
Yes, sir.
Do you know what Nikki and the girls were doing that day?
No, sir.
Did there come a point in time after you get home from, and I should ask you, did you drive a work van?
Yes, sir.
Is that the white one that was parked in front of the home?
Yes, sir.
Okay. There's another vehicle out front of the home. Whose was that? Not the Nissan Armada, but the little sedan.
Oh, that was my vehicle, sir.
Was that operable at the time?
Yes, sir.
And did you drive it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The night of August 6th, you get home from work. Do you remember a point in time where you saw your dad at the Porcupine Rim address?
Yes, sir.
Describe that for the jury.
So I just got off of work. I was helping with the girls with their homework, and I believe I went into the garage and I saw my father bringing over a bunk bed and a desk for the girls, and his back was turned to me, so I closed the garage door.
So you didn't talk to him?
No, sir.
How was your relationship at that point in time?
We hadn't talked for a while.
At some point prior to that, had he learned that you had actually married Nikki?
Yes, sir.
How was that conversation, or if you had a conversation about it?
He sent me a text message asking or saying, I don't know what you're doing, but it's not right. And I responded with half of what you know is true and the other half isn't.
Okay. So your dad clearly knew you were formally married.
Yes, sir.
Do you remember the date you got married?
No, sir.
Did you ever get divorced?
No, sir.
Is that something you
Married.
would like to do?
After this, yes.
Okay. Once this trial is done?
Yes.
Okay. That night when you see your dad, moving the girls' stuff into the garage. You don't talk?
No, sir.
Okay. What did you do after that? Did you just go back inside or what?
I went back inside and I continued watching the movie with the girls.
Okay. Tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury kind of how the night progressed from there.
So I continued watching the girls, watching the movie with them, and Nikki had told me that she's going to go help John move some things, and I said okay, so I stayed at the house. We continued watching the movie, and I believe when the movie was over, I had put them down to bed, and I myself went to sleep.
Do you remember where you put them down to bed?
Yes, they had individual rooms upstairs. So I took them upstairs, I had them change into their pajamas, and then went to bed.
Okay. And then where would you have gone to sleep that night?
Downstairs in the master bedroom.
Do you remember texting Nikki saying something to that effect?
I remember texting her, letting her know that I had put the girls to sleep, and I myself knew going to sleep because I was working next day.
You had work the next day?
Yes, sir.
What time did you typically work?
I believe it was 8 a.m. or 8:30.
Okay. So I'm not going to show you a text message, but you remember sending a text message. Do you remember the time of that text message?
I believe it was 10 p.m.
Okay. And so after the text message is sent, do you remember receiving a response from Nikki, or you just go to bed?
I just went to bed.
And if I didn't ask you, where did you go to sleep?
Downstairs in the master bedroom.
The normal place you sleep.
Yes.
When you went to bed, was Nikki home?
No, sir.
That would be why you sent her the text, correct?
Yes, sir.
Do you remember waking up at any point after falling asleep that night?
I remember waking up around 2 to her getting into bed, and since I had work early in the morning, I didn't ask anything of it. I just looked over, I saw her, and I went back to sleep.
This was, to you, a normal night, right? You would have no reason to ask her anything, right?
No, because if they were moving things around, like they're just working through the night to try to get help.
Okay. When you looked over, did you see anything out of sorts about her? I mean, I understand it was a normal night for you, but like, did you observe anything that was different?
No, sir.
Okay. Did you go back to sleep after that around 2?
Yes, sir.
Do you remember when you woke up the next morning?
Yes, sir.
When was that?
Around 6 a.m.
Tell the jury how that morning progressed.
I woke up around 6 a.m. and I got ready for work. I'm usually the first one that's up, so I got dressed and went into it.
Do you remember seeing Nikki or the girls or anything that morning after you woke up?
No, sir.
Okay. And do you remember where your job was that day by chance?
I worked at Hometronics, so I was all over the place in this video.
Okay. And when you're working, do you drive the, work van?
Yes, sir.
When you're on your off days, do you drive the work van or the car?
The car.
Okay. So on this day, can we presume that you're driving the work van if you're doing a job?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I believe you said you work normally around 8:30.
Yes, sir.
At some point in time, do you get a phone call?
Yes, sir.
Describe that for the jury.
It was a phone call from my grandfather saying that my father was critically injured and in the hospital.
Okay. Okay. When your grandfather tells you that, what do you do?
I proceeded to call my boss to take off work.
And did you learn a little more information from another family member after that?
Yes, sir.
What was that?
That he had passed away. I didn't get any information on how he actually passed away. It was just that he passed.
Okay. So initially, the first call, critically injured, but you tell your work, hey, I got to go. You learn after that he's passed.
Yes, sir.
I guess, where do you go from work?
Straight.
What do you do when you go home?
Started drinking.
Okay. Did you drink back then?
Yes, sir.
Do you remember, before you started drinking, if the girls or Nikki were home when you arrived home?
No, sir.
You don't remember, or they were not?
They weren't home.
They were not home?
No.
Okay. On that date, August 7th, do you continue drinking after learning of your dad's death?
Yes, sir.
Do you remember the next time you saw Nikki?
I don't. I drank myself to sleep for the next couple of days.
Okay. So is it fair to say those couple days, after learning that on August 7th and maybe into the 8th, maybe the 9th, you're drinking pretty consistently?
Yes, Yes, sir.
Is it a bit of a blur for you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. At some point in time, do you remember police coming to the Porcupine Rim home?
Yes, sir.
And did they come inside and they do a full search and everything?
Yes, sir.
Do you remember what day that was?
No, sir.
Okay. I want to ask you some questions about items in your home. At the time you were working for Hometronics, correct?
Yes, sir.
You had the work truck.
Yes, sir.
I presume you had some tools.
Yes, sir.
Were there times in which you had saws and stuff like that?
Yes, sir.
Do you normally carry a saw, or is that something you use for particular jobs, or how does that work?
I had a drywall saw inside my bag along with a screwdriver, a flathead, an electric drill, measuring tape, leveler.
Okay. Is there a safe inside your home, or was there back then?
Yes, sir.
What was that safe used for?
Guns.
Did you have guns?
Yes, sir.
How many do you have, or did you have back then?
3.
Are you you're allowed legally to possess guns, right?
Yes, sir.
So you have 3 guns. Are they handguns?
Yes, sir.
And do you remember having them on August 7th, or was this general around that time frame?
We've owned the guns for a while.
Okay. Did your dad have guns too?
No, sir.
Okay. So you had guns, your dad didn't,
No, sir.
at least to your knowledge.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So try to give us any memory you have. But you don't remember the next time you saw Nikki, but you did see Nikki back at the home, right?
Yes, sir.
Do you remember her being there when the police came?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so at least when we can figure out from the police when they showed up, you know you saw her then.
Yes, sir.
When is it that you have any conversation with her about your dad's passing?
I believe it was the night that I found out. I was drinking heavily, and I believe she came home and said, "I'm sorry that this happened," and I kind of just wanted to go home.
Okay. You eventually, during the course of that search of your home, you're interviewed by police, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you understand that was recorded.
Yes, sir.
At some point in time, you give a lengthier interview, correct? An interview.
Oh, yes, sir.
And with that, you understand that was recorded as well.
Yes, sir.
You ultimately learn that Nikki is arrested, correct?
Yes, sir.
When is it, if you remember, that you learn she's arrested for the murder of your dad?
I want to say a week afterwards, maybe 2 weeks.
Okay. So somewhere in the range of a week or 2 weeks after the actual death.
Yes, sir.
In the interim, before she gets arrested and after your dad's death, do you remain at Porcupine Rim?
Yes, sir.
Do you question what happened to your dad?
Yes, sir.
Are there a lot of kind of unanswered questions you have during that time frame?
Yes, sir.
Did there come a point in time after her arrest that she contacted you from the detention center?
Yes, sir.
And Judge, we would move to admit 631, which is a recording of that contact.
No
objection. Thank you.
631 will be admitted.
Permission to publish?
Yes, Commissioner.
Please call from an incarcerated individual has entered the detention sentence. This call is not private. It will be recorded and may be monitored. If you believe this should be a private call, please hang up and follow facility instructions to register this number as a private number.
I wonder too. Who has custody of this?
Can you hear me?
I don't
Can you
know.
hear me?
I don't know. Good question.
Where the... What would you like to talk about?
This video that they're playing right now is horrible. I'm over here squinting trying to hear what they're saying. And I got the closed captions on, but it's just and I've heard a lot of jail call recordings and they sound nothing like this. What is up with this, y'all? Like, come on now. We gotta, y'all should see me. I'm over here taking my glasses off, putting them back on, trying to hear.
There's something about you and they're not very pleasant.
So they're holding me here while they look for evidence. Because they don't have any evidence. They have no murder weapon, no motive. And then they're holding me here to find it.
I'm pretty sure that they started.
What?
You sound like you should have really started.
I haven't gone to court yet. I go to court tomorrow.
Okay, well, I'm not going to California.
Okay.
CPS of the girls. With my grandfather. Are you taking fingerprints so they can go with him and mine go with your grandparents? So will you get released tomorrow?
I should. That's what I'm hoping for. And that's literally what's going on. They have
Did you
absolutely,
ask what's going on?
yes, they have absolutely nothing on me. They showed me a picture of a bottle of soft scrub cleaning detergent. And they said, you have one in your house. And I'm like, okay. They're like, well, this was used at his house. Like, you're fucking joking, right? Like, that's literally what they showed me.
If you're getting released tomorrow, I'll leave it over.
So, I hear you can you go to California?
I was very funny on it because I'm supposed to leave. I'll leave an article about you because you're not leaving.
Oh, what about?
I wanted to article about you and what happened.
News article?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if you get released. I still don't know what to believe. I'm sorry. But, yes, I'm going to have one. And if you are getting released tomorrow, I'll leave it over. If not, then I have to do something with them. Karen always on the way there to get close to the girls. Okay.
I don't see the presentation really the news article about me and have literally nothing.
Was so bad and points that you did it. The second one was very graphic and still points that you did it. Like I said, if you're on board and they release you, I still don't know what to believe and I can't be here.
Devyn, you mentioned a couple of news articles there.
Yes, sir.
When was it that you first learned of the graphic nature of what happened to your dad after it?
I believe it was a day prior to the phone call that I was sent an article from the Las Vegas News explaining what happened to my father and that she was involved in it.
Okay. At the end of that phone call, somebody hung up. Who did that?
She did.
When you were telling her, I'm leaving to California, I'll leave the dog, did you already plan when all this kind of madness started to break it off?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Was that essentially what the jury just heard, your breakup conversation?
Yes, sir.
Do you remember if you ever talked again after that?
We never talked again after that.
Look at me. Did you kill your father?
No, sir.
Did you have any involvement in killing your father?
No, sir.
Did you have any involvement in what happened to his body after?
No, sir.
That's what.
Mr. Blunt, my name is Robert Draskovich. My partner, Mike Horvath, and I represent your wife. You and I have never spoken, have we?
No, sir.
You've never spoken with my investigator, Ken Hardy, have you?
Did find out before. I thought it said the whole
Investigator.
No, sir.
Also, they knew that. I thought they said they didn't find out until he already testified. So maybe they found out right before he testified. But even if it's a husband and wife, what it is they can't force him to testify. But if he testifies, he can testify if he wants to. But like when they subpoena somebody else that's not a husband or wife, then that is when so maybe they found out, because I do know for a fact that they did not find out they were married right away. So maybe they found out and maybe he just decided to go ahead and testify anyway. But from the article I read, I thought that they didn't find out actually afterwards. But this is different then. Okay.
No. So this is the first time that we're actually having an opportunity to communicate, correct?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, sir, if you just hit a little close that microphone. Thank you.
You had testified today, fair to say, for the first time that you had a relationship with your wife that went years back.
Yes, sir.
You'd been asked that by a lot of people, correct?
Yes, sir.
You'd been asked that before under oath, correct?
Yes, sir.
But you didn't tell the truth, did you? Sir, you were given copies of your prior statements in preparation for your testimony today, correct?
Yes, sir.
You were. You're a smart man, aren't you?
No, sir.
And you reviewed those copies of your statements in your testimony, correct?
Yes, sir.
Because you wanted to be prepared for today, correct?
Oh, really?
I see.
Sir, if you just speak up from the moment.
You had testified today that you learned of your father's death.
He's saying that his father didn't find out until afterwards. When he said that he was in his father had came by, something like that, and he was in the garage. He turned his back to him and went in the house. And then they asked him, at one point your father did find out that you guys were married, and he confronted him or something like that, said something to him or something like that. So they did not know. I don't know how many other people in the family may have known, but I know the father did not know that they were married. And I have a whole theory about, I mean, it's just me thinking, I'll wait till the end of the video, of why I think that she married him. It doesn't make sense, but I mean, I'm just trying to, think in my head, like, how the hell and why did y'all get here? This is crazy.
For the first time about 1 o'clock on August 7th, 2023, correct?
Yes, sir.
You'd said, I believe it was your grandfather?
Yes, sir.
Now, you were interviewed by police just shortly after that, correct?
Okay.
No, sir.
You were interviewed at 2:35 p.m. August 7th by Detective Ozawa.
Yes, sir.
He came to ask about you, your wife, stuff that was going on in the house and at the other house, correct? The Paladera house.
Yes, sir.
He asked you how you got along with your father, and you told him we never really got along, correct?
Yes, sir.
It's a little bit different than what you testified to today, correct?
Yes, sir.
It's the same, or it's different?
It's the same. I worked with my father.
I'm sorry, and it's low voice, you can speak up, please.
I worked with my father, so we both have done a lot of things, but it doesn't mean that I didn't love my father.
Okay, but the question is, how do you guys get along? And your answer is, we never really got along, correct?
Only over work.
I'm sorry, sir, you have to speak up.
Only over work.
Only over work.
Yes, sir.
Well, it was just a few seconds after that that you said that you knew he was going to move in there, correct? And you didn't want to talk to him when he was at the house.
No, sir.
On August 6th. You don't recall telling the detective that? I mean, you have this transcript that I'm going to start referring to. You referred to it and you reviewed it before and to prepare for today's testimony, correct?
Yes, sir. I was so shortly after his death that he was going to be and then I had no prior to that.
Counsel, I'm referring to page 4.
No, he's not an impeachment. He's not an impeachment.
I'm sorry, I'll start on page 3. I did see him here when he was unloading everything into the garage, but I just didn't speak to him. You're asked, okay, is that you guys just don't get along or just? And then you stated, we never really did. And the detective says, okay. Correct?
Yes, sir.
And then you say, so not to cause any complications here, because I know he was going to move in here. I just didn't want to talk to him.
That was after the death.
But you're talking about, you saw him the day before, he's moving stuff in, and you're not going to talk to him because you know he's going to move in, and you guys don't get along. You were talking to the detective about what was going on in your head the day before, correct?
No, sir. I was told that they were moving the desk and bunk bed into the house for the girls.
So when you're telling the detective on August 6th, I didn't go and talk to him because I never really got along with him. And I didn't want to cause any complications here because I know he was going to move in here. I just didn't want to talk to him. You're now under oath saying that meant something else?
No, sir. I'm answering the question. I was told after my father's death that he was going to move into the house, but I had no idea prior to that.
That's because you read your grand jury testimony, correct?
No, sir.
A little bit further down, same page. He wasn't really there for me, correct? I mean, you had resentment for your father, fair to say?
No, sir.
And then kind of realized who he was as a person. And when you were talking about moving out of Yoko's house, you said, I got out as soon as I could, correct?
Yes, sir.
Page 5. You're asked, and then I guess, so your mom tells us that he was going to move in here. What's that arrangement? And you said she was going to tell me to move out, or she was going to give me some time, but he needed to get out of Yoko's house, and she was going to let him stay here, correct?
Yes, sir.
And then you were going to move out, and you say, correct?
Yes, sir.
So you're telling the detective who you speak to for the first time that you knew that Dad was pushing you out, and that you were moving out of the house, correct?
I was told that the day before.
Oh, so now, you said before, until after your death, now you're agreeing you knew at least the day before that your dad was pushing you out of the house, correct?
No, I'm talking about the interview. So when I had the interview with Ozawa, that's when I found out everything prior to the interview.
But you're talking about not talking to him the day before because you know you don't want problems and you know that he's moving in.
No, sir.
Page 6. So we don't get along. So she was giving me the heads up so I can move out. Correct?
No, sir.
You're saying no? And I won't misread anything. I mean, these are your words.
Can you repeat it?
So we don't get along. This is like the third time you're saying this. So she was going to give me that heads up so I can move out.
Yes, sir.
And then the detective asks, and this is the second thing about your marriage. He asks you about your marriage, correct? And you say, officer, that we're certified, but it's not like we're really. Because she has a whole bunch of health problems, all that stuff. Remember that conversation you had with the detective?
Yes, sir.
So he asked you, so it's just like worked out for like insurance, you're saying? And you say, well, not like anything bad, but like for the girls, correct?
Yes, sir.
That wasn't true, was it? Which you were telling the detective after you're saying that you learned for the first time that your dad's been murdered, what you told him about your marriage wasn't true, was it?
I was also drinking my dad.
You've read through this transcript. You agree with me that you appear to be pretty coherent, correct?
That's right.
And you agree with me that Detective Osaka was kind of confused, and he's saying, well, wait a minute. She had kids with him, but you're his son, correct?
Yes, sir.
And it is clear Yoko didn't know, correct?
Yes, sir.
Page 7, detective asks again, trying to clarify this relationship and what's really going on. So he asks you, so I didn't know, but you're saying that you guys are married more out of convenience, not like you guys actually love each other. And you respond, yeah, we don't. It's not like that. It's out of convenience. Correct?
Yes, sir.
That was a lie, wasn't it?
No, sir.
So you're telling us that you were telling this detective the truth?
Yes, sir.
Then the detective asks you, but do you guys sleep in the same room? And you say no, correct?
Yes, sir.
You guys actually did sleep in the same room. You slept in the same bed, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
But when he asked if you two slept in the same room, you said no, correct?
Yes, sir.
Then he asks you, are you guys intimate at all? And you say no, correct?
Yes, sir.
That wasn't true, was it?
Yes, sir.
Fair to say that you were downplaying your feelings for your wife when this detective came to ask you about the murder of your father.
Yes, sir, because I didn't know what actually happened to my father.
Please say it again.
Yes, sir, because I didn't actually know what happened to my father.
Okay. But you're lying to the police officer about your relationship with your wife, correct?
Yes, sir.
So the detective, page 8. Okay, so then you knew he was moving in, and she told you that you were going to have to move out. And your response recently, yes. It was kind of a short notice, but yeah. And I mean, I know the person he is, so I was like, okay, whatever, I'll deal with it. That's what you said to the detective, correct?
Yes, sir.
And the detective follows up. Okay, and that's you were going to move out. Did he knew that you lived here? Or didn't know that you lived here? And you respond, no, he knows I live here, correct?
My father?
Yeah. Yeah.
The ladies?
No, that lived in that house. The detective asked him, does he know that you live here? And you say, yeah, he knows I live here, correct?
Yes, sir.
You did confirm that you knew that she was going over there to your dad's house with the girls, correct?
Yes, sir. That was the joint custody that they had.
Yeah. And the detective, confirming that you know that he's moving in and that you're going out, asks, why was he moving out of the other house? And you said, because all they do is scream and yell. When I was over there, my grandma would go downstairs at 6 in the morning yelling at him for the car payment, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you also say, I think my grandma was kicking him out, correct?
Yes, sir.
It's true. And trust me, I'm not going to tell you anything you didn't say, okay? I'm not trying to trick you. You're asked, page 10 by Detective Ozawa, bottom of the page. Okay, so then, how long has, I guess, it been planned for them to move John in over here? Your response, I have no idea. Like, it was ran by me that, because we all know how he is. And it's like, okay, if he's moving in here, and if he's going to be homeless, I get it. I can move out and go somewhere, because I have a legitimate job, correct?
Yes, sir.
So this isn't some one-off. You repeatedly confirmed to Detective Ozawa that your dad was moving in and that you were moving out, correct?
Yes, sir.
But you had the legitimate job, correct?
We both had legitimate jobs.
You had a good job.
His job was better than me.
He was a mover, part-time, correct?
He did everything.
Your grandmother was always angry at him because she owed him money. Fair?
Fair.
But you had a steady job at Hometronics, correct?
Yes, sir.
So you had a good, legitimate job, but you were the one getting kicked out, correct?
Yes, sir.
In fact, you go on to state that you're a technician for Hometronics, correct?
Yes, sir.
And that you do security systems, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you install entertainment systems.
Yes, sir.
You told the officer that you'd been doing that for about 2.5 years. Fair?
Yes, sir.
You were asked again by Detective Ozai, well, since you knew you were moving out, where were you going to move into? Where were you going to move to? And you tell him, and this is page 12, counsel, yeah, like I have some friends down the street that I could roommate with, correct?
Yes, sir.
That made you angry, didn't it?
Yes, sir.
I mean, you've been in this house with your wife, your dad's moving in, and you have to leave. You're telling us that didn't make you angry?
No, sir.
Now, today you testified that you'd worked the day before, August 6th, correct?
Yes, sir.
But you were actually off the day before, correct? You didn't work on August 6th.
Uh-oh.
I was drinking one. I don't remember.
But you would first tell the police officer, yeah, I worked yesterday, but then...
Sir, I'm happy to have you to speak up. You're having a hard time.
Sorry about that.
Is that better?
This attorney is getting him to do exactly what he wants him to do. Like, so you see his demeanor change a little bit here as he's questioning him. And this attorney absolutely is, this is what this attorney is trying to do. And he's kind of like doing it. He's still mild-mannered, but the way he's answering these questions is like, the tone has just changed a little bit. Wow.
If you could just please repeat your answer. I'm not trying. You could speak up, please, and just repeat that last answer.
I was drinking a lot. I don't remember.
But you actually made the same mistake and initially told him I was working yesterday, but then you corrected yourself, correct?
Yes, sir.
So you really weren't drinking that much. Because you at first said, well, I worked yesterday, and then you said, oh, actually, you know what? It was my day off. Correct? Sundays are your days off.
That was 10 years ago, and I was drinking very heavily for my father's death. So I don't.
Okay. But sir, this conversation occurred August 7th, 2023. All right?
Sorry.
Or, I mean, you do... Fair to say, it hasn't been that long, has it?
Not 10 years.
In reference to the day before, August 6th, and you seeing them moving in, okay, because you actually didn't work the day before. You said, I heard the door open. I thought one of the girls opened the door, so I came down and looked out and saw him unloading stuff. And I was like, oh, all right, whatever. So I closed the door, just didn't hear it, correct?
Yes, sir.
And at this point in time, you tell the detective that you actually don't have a room in the house, correct?
Yes, sir.
But that wasn't true. I mean, you were sleeping with your wife in the same bed, correct?
Yes, sir.
You said that your guy is a hot-tempered guy, correct?
That's who it is?
His father.
Okay, you said your guy.
Yeah. You said he's like a hot-tempered guy, correct?
Yes, sir.
You said he had no filter, that kind of a guy.
Yes, sir.
You were asked, okay, so when you left Yoko's house, and that was a couple of years before, correct?
Yes, sir.
How often do you talk to him? And your answer was not at all, correct?
Yes, sir.
And the detective says, oh, and you say nothing. I mean, you say nothing, correct? Meaning you guys don't talk.
After he found out that we were married, we didn't talk after that.
Detective asks you, he didn't call you or nothing, and you said no, correct?
Yes, sir.
No text, nothing like that, and you said no, correct?
Yes, sir.
The detective then asks you about you speaking with him a couple of months ago, and what did that entail? Like, what were you guys doing at that point? You correct him and say, I didn't say I spoke to him a couple of weeks ago, correct?
Yes, sir.
And then the detective says, I thought you said the last time you spoke with, like actually talked to him, was a couple of months ago. And you say, well, like it was probably years, correct?
Yes, sir.
You say he doesn't call me on my birthday, not on Happy New Year's, like none of that. So not Thanksgiving, so we just didn't talk, correct?
Yes, sir.
And then you're asked by the detective, counsel is on page 18, is there anything you can think of that you haven't told me that you think might be important for us to know? And you say, correct?
Yes, sir.
So they're there trying to figure out this dynamic, and you've lied to them about the relationship that you have with your wife, and you've lied to them about the living arrangement where you're getting kicked out by your father, correct? He's moving you out.
Yes, sir, because I didn't know what exactly had happened.
You did say that it was kind of a shit show at the other house, correct?
Yes, sir.
That wasn't the first time that you had discussed issues concerning this dynamic, correct? Concerning your wife, you, your father, the moving arrangements, correct?
No, no, sir.
You were interviewed another time, correct? By another officer. And you reviewed that in preparation, the transcript, in preparation for your testimony today.
Yes, sir.
That interview occurred September 12th, 2023, correct?
Yes, sir.
And this detective now, after speaking to you, and it's a little bit into the interview, tells you, well, you know, you weren't the main suspect. You know what I mean? This is, meaning the situation is a little different than hers. We're here to, you didn't do it, to clear you, correct? You recall that?
I'm wondering if they gave him the option to not testify, and he decided to testify. And now that this attorney is asking him about being questioned before, right? And saying that they're telling him they're not looking at him as a suspect. That doesn't mean that behind the scenes, they did not tell him that he could become a suspect. So I'm wondering, there's a lot of things that I might have to take Ali up on that advice and go ahead and watch the full trial, because like if they knew when they were questioning him that they were married, but he downplayed it, played it. He wasn't being truthful. Did they give him the option to not get on the stand and testify against her because she is, his wife? So yeah, I'm gonna have to, because it's like a tango web here, Ali. Like, yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and look at that
Conversation?
When was this again?
I'm sorry?
When did this conversation happen again?
September 12th, 2023.
Yes, sir.
Remember that? I mean, you're there being interviewed concerning being a potential suspect. And you remember the date, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you're being told now that we're working to clear you, correct?
Yes, sir.
You were relieved, fair to say?
Yes, sir.
The detective asks you, does that make sense? And you say it does, correct?
Yes, sir.
And then the detective says, and while the chances of you even being there are so slim that it's just there's that's not even on the radar, correct?
Yes, sir.
I mean, you had told law enforcement that you weren't close to Devyn didn't really have a real marriage, and things aren't that bad with your dad, and you're basically being told, hey, it's good, you're good, correct?
Yes, sir.
In fact, you're left there sitting for a little while, and the room's being recorded, and you say this is going to be a fucking Netflix series, correct?
I don't remember.
I told you that you said that. Would you have any reason to disagree with me?
I'm just letting you know I don't remember.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
And before I forget, and I'm sorry for going back, but there was some discussion with Detective Ozawa about the problem the morning, August 7th, about your wife trying to register the girls. Your dad was supposed to register them, correct?
Yes, sir.
That's because they were moving into the house, and the girls were starting at that school, correct?
Yes, sir.
So that's, again, a confirmation that you knew. You knew that they were moving into the house.
I thought they already moved
Correct?
there. Allie, help me out in the comments. Allie, help me out in the comments. Didn't he say that the daughters already lived with him and the wife / mother-in-law / stepson relationship? I thought that the daughters, his father's daughters, already lived with them prior to the unaliving. Yeah, this is a lot.
You testified before a grand jury, a little different room, but you were put under oath and you were called as a witness on September 14th, just a couple days after that last interview, correct?
Yes, sir.
And under oath, you testified, like you did initially today, that you were unaware that your father was moving into the house, correct?
Yes, sir.
And that it was something that you had learned after your father's death, correct?
Yes, sir.
And that there were no discussions about you potentially moving out, correct?
Yes, sir.
In fact, that's exactly what you said, no, sir. There was never a discussion and you said no, sir, but there were multiple discussions, correct?
So that I can remember, yes.
You were asked, were you estranged from your father? And you said, we didn't get along, correct?
Only while working, sir, yes.
I'm sorry?
Only while we worked together.
So you're still saying you guys got along just fine, but it was just work-related?
Where's the
Anytime I was with him, I could-
answer?
I see.
You have already asked and answered this question more than one time. Why isn't the prosecution like objecting, asked and answered? He already asked this question. Why is he asking this question again now for the third or fourth time?
But you guys don't text, you don't call, correct?
Not after he found out I was married.
Today, now that she's on trial, you testified that you woke up at 2 o'clock on the morning of the 7th and she was in bed, correct?
Yes, sir.
But when you testified to the grand jury, you testified that you never woke up at all, correct? I'm referring to page 1718.
Yes, sir.
So your testimony is different again today on that point, correct?
Yes, sir.
Because obviously you waking up is kind of a big deal, correct?
Yes, sir.
In fact, you were actually awake at 2 a.m. on the 7th, weren't you?
I woke up to her getting in bed, and I looked over at her and saw that she was in bed, and I rolled back over and went to sleep.
You had been calling her that night from the home phone, correct? Well, she's with your dad.
We don't have a home phone.
Testimony is that you don't have a home phone. All right. So it's your testimony that you didn't call over and over again?
I believe I sent a text and she didn't reply, and then that's when I put the girls to sleep and I went to sleep. So
But that wasn't the only night that she was out with your dad. She was with your dad till like 1 a.m. the night before, correct?
possibly moving things, yes.
So 2 nights in a row, she's with your dad and she's not home, correct?
Yes, sir.
fact, through the course of your grand jury testimony, you are asked by a grand juror, because unlike this, I mean, grand jurors can ask you questions, correct? I mean, that was your understanding. They spoke to you.
Yes, sir.
You were asked how long you and Devyn had been married, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you answered 3 years.
Yes, sir.
And then there's some follow-up questions. Just like to ask you a couple more questions about that. Did you and Devyn... I'm sorry, page 35. Did you and Devyn get married in the traditional sense? And you answered, yes, it was more of me helping out with the girls when she couldn't find a babysitter. So I figured, well, we both kind of sat and talked about it. When she has to go to work and can't find a babysitter, I could be there. She also had a whole bunch of medical problems, and it was very expensive to keep the girls at daycare, and she's sitting in the hospital, so I would normally be there to watch them. And then there's a question, okay, and I'm sorry to ask, was it an intimate relationship that you were in with Devyn at some point? And your testimony under oath to this grand jury on this day was, yes, after the first year it started to get intimate, correct?
Yes, sir.
After the first year of marriage it started to get intimate, correct?
Objection, it does not say that.
The context of the question, I read it, it speaks for itself.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I'm very concerned what the context is. You just need to read the verbatim. So that objection will be sustained.
And if I may just read in for the record, I mean, this is prior testimony.
This is from the grand jury?
Correct.
What page are you on?
Page 35. I'll start at line 15, page 35, by juror. How long have you and Devyn been married? Answer, 3 years. Question. If I could ask you just a couple more questions about that, did you and Devyn get married in the traditional sense? Yes. Answer. But it was more of me helping out with the girls when she couldn't find a babysitter. So I figured, well, we both kind of sat and talked about it. When she has to go to work and can't find a babysitter, I could be there. She also had a whole bunch of medical problems, and it's very expensive to keep the girls at a daycare when she's sitting in the hospital, so I would normally be there to watch them. Question. Okay. And I'm sorry to ask, was it an intimate relationship that you were in with Devyn at some point? Yes. After the first year, it started to get intimate. Next question. Did it remain intimate up until the time of your father's death? Yes. You're getting closer to the truth of the nature of your relationship the farther it is that you get away from perhaps being charged with his murder. Fair to say?
Can you repeat the question?
You're getting more and more truthful concerning the nature of your relationship with Devyn the further it gets away from your having been charged or being charged. Fair to say?
Yes, sir.
You testified today that you didn't remember the date that you married her, correct? Your testimony that you don't remember marrying her on December 21st, 2021?
No, sir.
Are these in stipulated? Okay, thank you. There'll be exhibit numbers, but I'm going to show you some pictures, okay? And these were taken from your phone. From his phone.
Are those stipulated too?
Yeah, we have no objection. We just want a copy because
Absolutely.
we've just seen them. But
Okay.
I think we do for,
Objecting to this act?
correct. I think,
The way he
Let's just make it.
like he went out and had a couple last night. Like he's like, and I mean, and I understand, I get what the attorney is trying to do here, but when it all boils down to it and you look at it, or regardless of whether or not he married her to watch their children, which absolutely makes no sense. You don't have to be married to watch your children. Or if he married her in the traditional sense, at the end of the day, she is his wife. I'm just saying. I mean, I'm just saying the obvious here, but definitely she is his wife. And I still think that she took advantage of him and kind of groomed him. But and you can come to this conclusion also by the phone call that we heard between the two of them. But, and then also when you listen to that call, now you may say, like, did he really have something to do with this? She kept driving home the point that they have not found a body. They've not found any evidence against her. They have nothing against her. But she never implicated him in that freaking phone call. So I wish he would pull his hair back. He looks better with it back. Yeah, pretty much. But, you know, he may, maybe they told him to go for the, I guess the dorky look with the glasses and the hair flopped down in his eyes. I don't know. She definitely groomed him. I agree.
Yeah, they put him on. This is L3. It's been marked by your clerk. He was ahead of me, so thank you.
Right, but I think she can tell me what it is, so we put it on record.
Okay, L3.
It's L3?
Yeah, is that L3?
Yes.
Okay.
So L3, well, Mr. Drexel, what's it, if the whole packet's being circulated to, let's just admit the packet now, and
Okay.
you can show any ones you want.
Okay.
So L3 to what?
Hang on just a second. A3 to S3.
Okay, A3 to S3 is a mental stipulation of prevention opposed to law.
And in the interest of time, and since these will go back, I'm not going to go through each and every one of them.
I don't think so.
If we could please-
In the front.
Right here?
Yeah.
Do you remember that date?
I remember the day.
Okay. But you remember marrying her, correct?
Yes, sir.
Remember this?
Yes, sir.
So what is it in the back?
This is Exhibit K3.
Wow.
And we're going to be showing you L3. Remember this?
Yes, sir.
So, I mean, fair to say, you and she had a traditional marriage, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
I mean, obviously, it was a fairly passionate relationship, wasn't it?
It got weird, yeah.
I mean, for good and bad, correct?
Yes, sir.
That she had sent you a text just days before this case began about get out of the house. Do you recall that? Get your stuff. Don't think you're coming back. I want a divorce.
I don't remember anything like that.
And you're still married to her, correct?
Yes, sir.
After things went down in this case, you moved to California, correct?
Yes, sir.
Through the course of your marriage to her, you wore a wedding ring, didn't you?
In my time in Vegas, yeah.
And she wore a wedding ring too, correct?
Yes, sir.
And that was a symbol of the commitment that you had to each other, correct? Rings are.
Yes, sir.
I'm showing you what's been admitted, Defense Exhibit B3. That was the ring that she wore, correct?
Yes, sir.
You worked at Hometronics and you had tools, correct?
Yes, sir.
You were good at installing home security systems, correct?
Yes, sir.
You had hundreds of pictures on your phone of various systems that you installed, correct?
Yes, sir. After I was done with the job, I had to upload it to the Hometronics website to prove that I got the job done.
And Your Honor, this is Defense Exhibit. It's like B1 through V2. We're moving through the admission. These are just images of security systems.
B1 through B2.
I'm sorry.
B1 through
B1 through V2.
Oh, no objection.
Okay, B1 through V2 will be a minute.
And in going through these security systems, you obviously were conscientious of the angles, correct?
I would always ask I would set the camera up and I would ask the customer to pull it on my phone to let me know what angles they would like.
So you're familiar with security cameras and what they picked up and what they didn't.
Yes, sir.
And there's going to be a stack of these, but I'll just show you just for like Defense Exhibit K2. And we've got one right here. You can see that, correct?
Yes, sir.
You know what type of camera that is, correct?
A ring camera?
All right. Showing you Defense Exhibit D2. You got the ladder up on this. This is an exterior camera. You installed that one, correct?
Yes, sir.
You know what kind of camera that is, correct?
That's also a ring camera.
I mean, you were good at what you did, correct?
Yes, sir.
And installing the home entertainment systems, I mean, you need a sawzall. You cut through 2x4s, you cut through drywall, things like that, correct?
Not 2x4s, it was just drywall.
Okay. But you had tools, you had saws, you had electric powered saws, correct?
No, just the drywall saw. That was another.
Okay.
For doing in-wall kits for TVs.
All right. And it's your testimony, Mr. Giordani asked you, it's your testimony that you didn't kill your father, is that correct?
I did not kill my father.
You left your home that night, didn't you?
Objection, what night?
The night of the 7th. Early morning hours of August 7th, correct?
That's 2023?
2023.
To go to work?
No. You left the house in the dark at 2 a.m., correct?
No, sir.
You'd been on your phone. You were looking at pictures of you and Devyn, correct?
I don't remember.
You left that home. You went to the Palo Verde residence, didn't you? The Palo Verde residence.
No, sir. If you're talking about the night time my father was married,
Yeah.
I was home with the girls. We watched a movie. I put them to sleep. I received a text her letting her know that I put them to sleep, and I went to sleep myself.
And that's your testimony under oath, correct?
Yes, sir.
Like the testimony under oath that you've given to the grand jury previously, correct?
Yes, sir.
You'll agree with me that you lie under oath if it fits you.
No, sir. I became a very big alcoholic.
Okay.
So it's a little pleasant. But I will answer truthfully to what I did.
But you'd agree with me that you were an alcoholic before that day and you had a drinking problem, correct? Before August 7th, 2023.
Yes.
In fact, it became a really big point of contention between you and your wife, correct?
Yes.
The actions, correct? Things that you do, correct? She'd send you texts. I mean, she'd get angry about that, correct?
Yes, sir.
She'd tell you that you were turning into your father. Isn't that true?
Yes, sir.
And you resented that part of your father, didn't you? Because he did the same thing, correct?
No, sir.
And you'd agree with me that when you drink, you do things that you wish you didn't, correct?
Other than maybe throw up, no, sir.
It affected your judgment, didn't it?
No, sir.
Affects your memory, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
I have no further questions, but thank you.
Can you read the rest?
Yes. Bear with me, Debbie, here. I just got some more questions. Okay?
Yes, sir.
I want to clarify a couple of things. So, Mr. Draskich started his questioning by asking you if you'd ever talked to him or his investigator or anything like that, correct?
Yes, sir.
Since after that jail call we heard, you moved to California, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you've maintained a job out there, correct?
Yes, sir.
Living a normal, or I guess relatively normal life.
Yes, sir.
You traveled here after we contacted you and said this trial's coming up and we need you to testify as a witness, correct?
Yes, sir.
You came here willingly.
Yes, sir.
You didn't make me go arrest you to bring you here, correct?
No, sir.
We flew you out, you came and you brought your girlfriend for support. Correct?
Yes, sir.
And your girlfriend's the young lady sitting in the back of the courtroom?
Yes, sir.
Is it easy for you to talk about your personal sexual life in front of all these strangers and that big old camera right there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so tell me tell the jury. Was this a dynamic, untraditional relationship?
At first, it was just to help with my sisters, and things got a little weird, so in the beginning, no, and then at the end, yes.
Okay, and I'm not just talking about the marriage. I'm talking about since you were a 19-year-old kid having sex with your father's ex, or I guess live-in girlfriend at the time. You would agree that's not traditional.
Absolutely not. Yes.
You would agree that's not traditional.
Yes, sir.
You would agree that, it's not the best look to do what you did.
Yes, sir.
Are you embarrassed of that?
Yes, sir.
But it happened, and you're acknowledging that, correct?
Yes, sir.
And that sexual relationship went on for an extended period of time.
Yes, sir.
Without going through all these exhibits, you would acknowledge and you understand that the detectives took your phone and took a whole bunch of other phones, correct?
Yes, sir.
And before you even took the stand in front of these people today, You know that we, all these lawyers, have access to your most personal, intimate conversations.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you doing your best to recall 2 years ago, back to 8 years ago, in front of this jury?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So when you say, sitting on the stand today, you say, I believe I worked on August 6th. Is that what you believe?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Mr. Draskevich made a big point of this, and I want to address it real quickly. Page 13 of the voluntary statement, counsel. This is about working the day before. Actually, it's bottom of page 12. The detective asks you, okay, is that what time you got off? And I'm going to be exactly precise with the words from this transcript, okay?
Yes, sir.
You respond, sometimes a little earlier. The detective asks, is that what time you got off yesterday? You respond, I got off yesterday at about, wait now, today's Monday. Yesterday was Sunday, right? And the detective responds, yeah. Then you respond, yeah, I didn't work yesterday. Does that sound accurate?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and I can show you this at any point if you need to see it. My point is, and my question is,
Oh, yeah, so you're right.
on August 7th, you learned your father died from your grandfather, correct?
Yes, sir.
You have, you were at work, and then you go home and you start drinking, correct?
Yes, sir.
You learn a little bit later that it's not like a natural death and there are police involved, correct?
Yes, sir.
There are police showing up to your house, they're searching it, they're talking to Nikki, Devyn, they're talking to you, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You acknowledged with defense counsel earlier, you were not entirely truthful about the depth of your relationship with Nikki, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Explain to this jury, let them look at you and say, why is it that you were not entirely truthful about your relationship with Nikki on the day one?
I wasn't entirely truthful with our relationship because I didn't know that my father was murdered, and I didn't want anybody to talk about that. I tried to feel some truths that I shouldn't be feeling.
Okay. So, do you even know at the time you're giving this interview that Nikki was a potential suspect?
I was unaware for the whole thing. I just didn't know why the cops were in the house.
Okay. Did there come a point in time in the intervening or the days after August 7th where you start to suspect she had something to do with it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Was that easy for you to come to that understanding?
Absolutely not.
Okay. She was your wife. She is your wife.
Yes, sir.
You cared for 2 children together. You had a lot of sexual history with this person, correct?
Yes, sir.
Did you want to see her go to jail or get arrested for this?
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, and I should clarify.
Oh, wow. Okay.
In the days where you're just suspecting and you're still kind of figuring out what's going on, did you want her to go to jail and lose her kids for this?
Once I found out after the news article, yes.
Okay, so once you find out what actually happened to your dad and you presume she did it, you want her to go to jail. Fair.
Yes, sir.
But before that, you're not in any of this interview blaming it on her, correct? We agree there.
Yes, sir.
You're not saying she must have done it. You're just giving history.
Yes, sir.
You minimize your relationship. We can agree.
Yes, sir.
With regard to the questioning Mr. Draskevich went through with the when you learned your dad was moving into the Porcupine Room entrance. I want to talk about this for a moment. Before I get into the transcript, as you sit here right now, when is it that you think you learned that your dad was moving into the residence?
It was talked about before. I drank a lot. According to the paper, I did know about it apparently, but
Okay.
I didn't think it was actually that.
Okay. So, and bottom of page 8. I'm going to read verbatim. You are asked about line 300, counsel. Okay, so then you knew he was moving in and she told you that you were going to have to move out, period. You respond, recently, yes. It was kind of a short notice, but yeah, period. And, period, I mean, period, I know the person he is, so I was like, okay, whatever, I'll deal with it, period. They then ask, okay, and you were going to move out. Did he knew that you lived here or didn't know that you lived here? You responded, no, he knew I lived there. Detective says, and then, ... and you continue and you say, But since I didn't talk to him and she was going over there for the girls and him, I kind of stayed away. I guess they would talk about it and she ran it by me. I drink a lot, so she ran it by me apparently, and I was gonna move out for a short period of time until he got on his feet and I was gonna come back. Does that sound accurate? Do you dispute what is in the statement? Does it sound accurate?
Yes, sir.
You're not disputing what's in the statement.
No, sir.
So even back then, you're telling them, like, I drink a lot. She apparently told me this.
Yes, sir.
As you sit here right now, do you 100% remember when you learned your dad was going to move in?
No, sir.
Okay. Had you known beforehand, before his death, would that have caused you to fight him, hurt him, kill him?
No, sir.
Would you have had any reason to kill him?
No, sir.
Did you want out of this relationship with Nikki at varying points of time?
Yes, sir.
And so had your dad moved in and you've been told you got to go stay at a buddy's house or move out or whatever, would that have been a big deal for you at the time?
Absolutely.
All right, thank you, Debbie. I pass the witness.
Can you repeat on this, Director?
Yes.
Oh gosh. Give it up already. Let me throw out the objection.
This whole issue about the sexual relationship that you had with Devyn,
objection.
beginning when you were 19.
Where's Daryl?
You didn't speak to the prosecutor or anybody about that until yesterday, correct?
Sit on down.
Yes, sir.
You watched this opening statement, didn't you? Our opening statement, where we laid out what was in the phones. Isn't that right?
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, you watched the opening statement in this case, didn't you?
What was the opening statement?
You don't know what an opening statement is, or the opening statement?
Was he allowed in the court until now?
So she's on trial, you're in California, or you're getting here, and you didn't watch this?
I seen the YouTube video.
Oh man.
Then you talked to the prosecutor about these issues, correct? So you watched the YouTube video, you watched the opening statement, correct? And you adjusted, isn't that right?
What do you mean by adjusting?
Wait a whole minute, y'all.
You know, you received a couple of
Wait a whole minute, y'all. They never told him to not watch the case, not do any of that. So you know how if you're a witness in a case, they tell you you can't be in the courtroom, you can't watch anything regarding this case until after they release you. But I guess they really didn't subpoena him. They just basically told him that they needed him to come and testify against her. And they said they didn't need a subpoena or anything like that. But still, do you guys believe that they still tell them not to watch anything? Because that was like the way this attorney is asking is like a gotcha moment. But I'm wondering, oh my goodness. Let me just get, I don't know. Oh my gosh.
texts from your father. 10/24/2022. You have nothing to tell me? WTF. I thought you were my seed. If what I know, I can't fuck with you. And he sent you another one. A moment after that. Devil shit, correct? I have no further questions.
Anybody want to say it?
What YouTube video did you see and when did you see it?
It was earlier in the year. I think it was about the custody case. It wasn't about this one.
Okay, so that line of questioning just now was a bit misleading, so let me clarify something.
I'd object. The question was clear. It's whether it's his answer, I think, is misleading. So.
Mr. Giordani's objection, Mr. Giordani's characterization is going to be sustained. Mr. Giordani, if you think something needs to be clarified for this jury, you can ask a clarifying question.
Okay, so the way, maybe I mischaracterized or misunderstood the question. I thought the question was, did you watch a YouTube video last night of the opening statement that happened in this trial?
No, sir, I'm sorry. The video that I witnessed was over the custody case, I believe.
Yeah, like months ago, correct?
Yeah, earlier this year.
Did you watch any footage from this trial before hitting the stand?
No, sir.
Okay. So what you're testifying to is not based on something Mr. Draskovich said yesterday or the day before? Because you wouldn't know what he said, correct?
Yes, sir.
And when we met last night, I told you, I'm not going to tell you what anybody said in court. I want to hear the truth. Correct?
Yes, sir.
And I said the most important thing is to tell the truth. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you doing that?
Yes, sir.
Pass witness.
Any follow-up, Mr. Justice?
You're capable of not quite telling the truth when it's to your benefit. Fair to say?
I just didn't understand the question. I'm sorry.
I see. You reviewed those transcripts prior to your testimony today, correct?
Yes, sir.
When you spoke with investigators from the district attorney's office in preparation for this trial, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
They went through what your testimony was going to be. They went through what your statements were going to be, correct?
Yes, sir.
They provided you transcripts of your prior statements, correct?
Yes, sir.
And it wasn't until last night that you talked about having the sexual relationship with your wife, about 19, correct?
Yes, sir.
And just last night's the first time you talked about it, just so we're clear, correct?
Talk to what?
The prosecutor about this relationship that you had with Devyn. Last night was the first time, correct?
Well, he is Devyn.
Yeah, but no, I'm sorry. It's been a long day with Devyn. You spoke with Mr. Giordani last night for the first time, correct? About your relationship with Devyn Michaels. Going back to 19, correct?
Complicate this.
I have no further questions.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just got to clarify. So everyone understands. You testified at a prior proceeding where I questioned you, the grand jury thing that we were talking about earlier.
Yes, sir.
And you talked about the relationship, and you said it was sexual after the first year, and it went up and until your dad's death.
Yes, sir.
That's back in September of 23.
Yes, sir.
Last night, you flew in out of state, you came with your girl, and you met with us with a witness present, a guy with a badge. Do you remember that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I don't know if it was meant to be suggested this way, but what I heard was they told you what to say or something like that?
I object to that. No, I didn't. That wasn't my question, so that was
okay.
Okay.
So we asked you questions, correct?
Yes.
And I told you I can't tell you anything that's happened in court. That would be unethical, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I told you to tell the truth.
Yes, sir.
Pass witness.
Just so we're clear, I'm not accusing you of any wrongdoing. I'm just saying yesterday was the first time that you had a discussion about having a relationship with your wife, a sexual relationship, from the time you were 19, correct?
No, sir. It sounds like I was already interviewed about it when I talked about it.
I read your grand jury transcript. No, that was in the context of your marriage. You never testified before the grand jury about having a sexual relationship with your wife that began when you were 19, correct?
The grand jury.
Yes, sir.
I have no further questions.
No, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the jury has
Yes, y'all. So, oh my gosh. Ali, you should have suggested this one to me. You should have suggested this one to me. I probably would have watched that. So her attorneys are, definitely playing dirty here in this. The attorneys are definitely, and I believe that basically the defense attorneys lost points for me. Just looking at just video, I think they lost points here with all the back and forth at the end. Because it did come off and make it seem like, and y'all can put your comments in the comment below and tell me how you took the back and forth with the question just now. It seems like the defense attorney was questioning the questions to try to further impeach him and make him look like a liar. And and then to try to walk it back, because he thought the prosecution was not going to catch it, but they caught it. So he actually had the conversation with them about the relationship of his marriage. They had Smex YouTube, not what you were thinking. Anyway, these YouTube guidelines are crazy, but he had sexual relations with his wife prior. The defense attorney definitely tried to make it seem like he mentioned that for the first time yesterday. Now, adding the word, to get back up and add the word, you testified to a grand jury, that's a whole nother thing. So it makes it look, it appears that, they were just trying to throw some words out there and hoping that they stick to make him look like a liar. Testifying in front of a grand jury and talking to detectives and telling them something
It's totally two different things. So his first question was, yesterday was the first time that you ever talked about having a sexual relationship with your wife? And so either way it goes, he never said, you testified to the grand jury that that's not what this defense attorney asked him. So when after the prosecution caught it, you see him get up. And even when he asked his questions, the defense attorney, to me, he sounded a little defeated, because that was caught, because it definitely is two different things. You testified to the grand jury. You didn't tell the grand jury that you had a sexual relationship with your wife, but he did, in fact, and they're reading from, he's reading from direct transcript. The prosecutor was that he did say that they were in a sexual relationship. So I do think that the defense was trying to catch him up, and on little small things, and some things, they did have legitimate reasonings for asking him, because he doesn't remember. But at the same time, no matter how much he didn't get along with his father or how he felt about his father, a lot of people lose their fathers, and just because, whether the relationships are rocky or not, they still have some type of, sadness or, about it. It's not like him and his father didn't have a relationship at all. The relationship was kind of rocky. Everybody can tell that from this testimony, but this is such a tangle web here, this testimony. So now, I still have to look at it, but I may go live maybe in a couple hours. Ali wants to go over a transcript from Tory Lanez when he sat for the grand jury. It was pretty colorful and pretty animated. So I just need to make sure that I'm able to download it, and I'll probably go live again. We're going to read through that. I heard about it. I heard about some of the funny, it's funny because, to me, because he's crazy, but I heard about this back and forth with Tory Lanez and the prosecutors that were asking him questions. And so this is something that I was going to go over a while ago. And I just got the transcripts for it. So I'm going to go live and go over that. As you all well know, or if you don't know, that Meg Thee Stallion and the YouTuber station head guru, what else can I call her? She's on X everywhere. Milagro Grams is now, the trial has started with Milagro Grams and Meg Thee Stallion. So it's Meg Thee Stallion is suing Milagro Grams, because you have to be responsible with your platform, and it's not wise. It's not wise at all to take money from someone to slander a celebrity's name. However you want to look at it, people just want to look at it okay, because Tory Lanez, you may like Tory Lanez, you just may not like Megan Thee Stallion, you may not like the whole situation. Whatever your beliefs are, we just look at the law over here. And so Milagros Grams, and I did a video on this a while ago, has made some very damaging statements about Meg Thee Stallion. It went too far. I'm not going to go over that case. If you want to hear more about that case, Megan Kunith is someone that actually covers this case and has been covering the Tory Lanez case since it started. Conscious TV also over here on YouTube. He's very colorful. He also goes over the Megan Thee Stallion saga. Plus, he has additional information because Milagros Graham is not just being sued by Megan. She's also being sued by some of her old subscribers and moderators and members. And it is pretty disturbing. The allegations that they are making against her, it is criminal. And it definitely, if she is found guilty of the things that is alleged, she is going to do jail time. I don't think if anybody really understands how important it is, how important this case is, from Milagros. Uh, it's a serious thing, and that's why I say you have to be responsible with your platform. You just can't be out here just saying any old thing because you want to. And when you're reporting on things, of course you like one person more than you like the other. But when you're reporting on something, you should just report on the facts only. You can joke, but when you come out here saying that for a fact that this is what it is, and you want to just make the story more interesting because you want the likes and you want the clicks and you want the views, you may end up in a situation like Milagros Grams, and I don't wish to trade places with her on any given day. But the story, the case with Meg is enough, but the case against her, well, from some of her members, it's pretty disturbing. I was shocked and I am in utter belief. And I'll just tell you what it involves. It involves an essay happening on video. It is involving an alleged essay happening on video. 3 men. It is disturbing. If you want to catch up on that, definitely go over to Conscious TV. And you may have to sift through the videos a little bit, but he has really been covering it from that angle. He also has had some of her old members on the channel, and they absolutely explain what happened the night that this essay took place. And it's just not good. It's not good. Somebody said Milagros is a bully. I didn't say that. Somebody in the chat said that when you look at when you hear the case being, when you hear the case that's being read from the transcripts or the motions that were filed in the case, it's pretty disturbing, and that's how it comes off. Also, she calls the couple to be divorced. This whole essay thing, that's part of their lawsuit, caused one couple to get divorced. It really is that serious, and it really goes that deep. And like I even though I cover some of the Meg Thee Stallion and the Tory Lanez cases, but it was just for me, as it related to paperwork. I didn't, cover, and I did do the motion about a video on the motion when Meg first filed the defamation lawsuit. And you can't be a person that just, because you want to jump on the bandwagon because you like Meg or you like Milagros. You have to look at the law. What she, and the things she was saying is not hyperbole. Is she was saying it matter of factly without saying alleged and all these other things. And allegedly, I did put up the receipt over here, the whopping amount of money that she got for spreading spearheading a smear campaign against Megan. Are you ready for how much money that they were able to find when they forensically went through her accounts and found that she did in fact get money from Tory Lane's father, it was a whole $3,000. Are you kidding me? Man, 3,000, that girl, that's all they paid you. I want y'all to know that I was being sarcastic when I did that. $3,000 is no kind of money compared to the money Tory Lanez was making when he was on the street. Tory Lanez is not getting out of jail. I don't know why people keep saying that. All his appeals were denied. So there are people that's out here running with the narrative that he is going to get out of jail and he's and Tory's going to be home soon. And no, Tory Lanez is not coming home. And because of the shenanigans, some of his shenanigans behind bars, they said that he may be doing more time than he would initially have had to. So there you go. Go over to Conscious TV. I think I like his breakdown more when it comes to the rest of this case. Meg Kunith is on top of things. She is going to give you the real, but Conscious TV, he has had some of the people on his platform, and he has the, he gets the official documents and he breaks it down in a way that's funny, all of the above. So go over to Conscious TV, and if you want to know more about the additional lawsuit that was put on Log Rose from some of her old subscribers, members, whatever, and what have you, it is interesting to see, if I do say so myself. So I will put a thumbnail up regarding the paperwork. I'm going to go and pull it now and see if I can download it. If not, we'll figure it out. We'll come back. This is a transcript from when Tory Lanez was supposed to sit for the grand jury. And I believe it was for this Megan and Milagros case, but he turned it into a circus act. And now I do have that paperwork. So we'll just go over that briefly. That shouldn't be too long. But I will end the show the way I always end the show, by bringing awareness that men get breast cancer too. Shout out to our sponsor of today's show, Baby A or Allie. Thank you so much. We're going to continue to bring awareness that men get breast cancer too. And to all of my ladies, please make sure you're getting your mammograms, filling your boobies to make sure that you are all right. All right. Don't you dare let anyone come into your house and disrespect the peace that passes all understanding. I'm Survivor Speak. I'll see you guys in the next live video, or maybe a premiere video. Who knows? Thank you for watching. Peace.
If you have made it to the end of the video, you are the real MVP. So don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.